this is something that pretty much everybody should want to learn about. Would you be able to do a demonstration for us today?
Yes, I can.
Live on camera?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So you have your client here. Can we
Yes, I
bring
do.
her on set?
Sure.
Okay. Help her with that mic.
Here we go.
Sure.
Great.
Bring that around. Thank you very much for joining us and assisting us on demonstrating Jim's abilities and what hypnosis can do for people.
So, but how do you feel about being on camera today?
Good,
You're a little nervous, huh?
I suppose.
And what do you do generally? What do you do daily?
Go to school.
Go to school. Okay.
Okay,
So
she's
I
here
ha-
with her mom's consent that she can be filmed, and with her consent as well. She's happy to do it because she's happy with her
I would
progress.
love to ask this one question, if I may interject. Do you find that hypnosis has been any kind of a barrier to getting something you wanted? Did you ever want to get a job and you think something, you know, the stuttering rather, I meant to say, the stuttering was a barrier in helping you get like a job or anything else you wanted?
It has not come up too much yet, but I feel that it would be a barrier for employers to hire me in the future.
Right. I've heard you before, and you had stuttered so much. We're going to do a cut-in of an audio track for you to hear what you sounded like before that one session. But do you remember how much you stuttered, or is that something you can't really recall at this point? Do you remember how you spoke before? Have you watched any videos of yourself?
If you,
Have you seen yourself stutter in the past?
On video, sometimes,
Yeah.
and I feel so embarrassed.
You feel embarrassed about the stuttering, and do you think there's other people that could benefit from this type of treatment?
Yes, I've heard that there are many other people, Americans, who stutter.
According to a Google search we did last night, there were about 3,000 people in the United States that
3 million.
3 million, thank
3
you.
million.
Okay, 3,000 that could be helped right now. 3 million is our ultimate goal. So
Well, no, it's 3
million
million throughout the United States.
Wow, 3 million people stutter.
How old are you?
15.
And do you remember when approximately you started stuttering, or when it was told to you? Did you have a speech therapy?
I do not recall exactly when I started stuttering, but I've had therapy since first grade,
So, and you're what grade now?
10th.
So from first grade to 10th grade, you've had speech therapy.
So that's 9 years of speech therapy. Has speech therapy helped you?
I feel it has, at least in recent years, I feel it has started to. Well,
In recent years. And do they do anything that helps you with like hypnosis, or do they
No.
employ any of that? Okay. What do they do generally in speech therapy?
Just different games and exercises.
Okay, games
Okay.
and exercise to practice. Okay. What do you think, Vivian? You want to give this a go?
Well,
I don't hear her stuttering that much. You sound
I think-
so much better than I recall you speaking a couple of weeks ago, before that one session.
I think
So-
this is incredible because the one session, and perhaps it's also that never having been on TV before, maybe the deliberate, slow speech has something to do with it. Jim, when you met her, you heard her speak, right?
She was speaking a mile a minute. She was very, very rapid and tripping over the words as they came out.
And with the stuttering,
yeah.
very pronounced.
Like this.
Yes,
Something like that.
and that's like a mind that's running at a high pace. Like usually
Exactly.
highly intelligent people have the proclivity to stutter. Right?
Do you think that would be you, Rachel? Do you have good grades at schools?
Yes.
How are you? How do you do at school?
Well,
What was
How
your
well?
GPA last year?
3.9.
3.9. Okay. And what's your favorite subject?
Can you pick one if you have several?
I enjoy design and creative writing.
Okay. Okay.
What do you want to be when you grow up? You want to go to
An
college?
anthropologist.
Anything specific in anthropology?
Professor.
Ah, so
Professor.
you might need to speak to be a professor.
Right.
That might be helpful to teach.
So I'd like the audience to see what a quick session of hypnosis would be like. Can we
There
give
are
it a shot?
1,000 different ways to put someone in that state,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to work with a very simple technique right now. So would you kindly clasp your hands together tightly, firmly, feel it, blanch the knuckles a little bit there, and then spread the first fingers of both hands apart. Keep your thumbs crossed.
Now, before you completely get, if I did this, is something going to happen to me? If I kind of followed you along, if the audience tries to do this, what happens to them?
It might.
What would it do?
It might.
Okay,
It would
so let's try
put you
it
in a
together.
very relaxed state. But keep in mind, this is a more rapid technique, and I've worked with a different technique initially with this young lady,
Okay.
and then we just use a faster technique to get right to where we need to be, and we don't need to spend all the time to
Right.
get you there
So
slowly.
there's definitely a science behind this. This is not like
It's an art and a science.
art and a science. Okay.
Exactly. So take and spread those first two fingers, and regardless of how hard you try, I want you to focus on them with all your attention. Regardless of how hard you try, they're going to eventually close. They will touch, and you may try to keep them apart, but the minute they do touch, your hands begin to melt right into your lap, just folding right into your lap, your fingers becoming soft and comfortable, and just melting apart, and your whole body begins to relax. Your entire body becoming smooth, soft, and comfortable. And at this time, I'd like you to imagine that you are standing in front of a large wooden door. In a moment, I'll ask you to open this door, and when you do, you're going to step into a very safe, comfortable place. It's a place where you can go to get away, to be miles away from all cares and concerns. It could be a deserted beach on a faraway island. It might be a comfortable room in your own home. Anywhere at all where you feel safe and comfortable. So become aware as you reach out with your hand and grasp the doorknob, slowly turning it until you hear the lock catch. And now open the door and step into this wonderful place as if you were actually there right now, so that you can enjoy the sights, the sounds, the smells, the colors, all the comfortable feelings associated with this very special place. And find a spot, anywhere at all where you can sit back or lie back, as if you could spend the entire afternoon relaxing in this wonderful place, feeling the safety, feeling the comfort, feeling the relaxation. And as you're relaxing here comfortably, become aware that your brain is a very powerful computer, and it can process information faster than you can write it, faster than you can speak it. But when it's time for you to speak, anytime, anywhere at all, you allow yourself to feel the relaxation, the comfort, and you allow the information to come down from your mind and through your mouth, flowing comfortably, safely, so that you are very articulate and you enunciate your words clearly and comfortably, so that you speak exactly the way you've been taught to speak over the years, speaking clearly, comfortably, and at an adequate pace to enjoy the conversation. And anytime you feel yourself becoming a little fast, you can simply touch the first finger and thumb of your left hand together and form that little OK circle. And that will just slow you down a bit so that everything comes out clearly, everything comes out comfortably, and your words are easily understood, and you feel good about that difference. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3. On the count of 3, you'll open your eyes, awake and alert, feeling good, relaxed and comfortable. 1, coming up and up and up. Number 2, becoming more awake and alert. And number 3, allowing your eyes to begin to open, coming back into the present time, the present place, feeling really good. Welcome back. And can you share with us where you went when you opened that door?
I went to my grandparents' house.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Relax and you had an enjoyable time.
Is there anything that you could advise other kids or even adults about what you experienced? Do you feel safe?
Yes, I'm relaxed.
Do you feel there was any influence that you felt uncomfortable at any point of time?
No.
No.
What would you say to people who might fear hypnosis, that they think it's some type of mind control? Do you feel that way?
I would say that sounds frankly kind of ridiculous, but
It sounds ridiculous. And I noticed something about how you did it. You used words that were always positive and affirmation, no negatives. Like I hear sometimes parents saying, don't touch that, don't go there, don't do this, don't play with that toy. And in my view, those don'ts should not be part of the vocabulary. It's tell your child what they should do. So you tell your client what they should do, not what they shouldn't do.
Exactly. You ask for what you want, not what you don't want. We've known this in hypnosis for over 200 years, not me personally, but for 200 years you've known to never give a negative suggestion, because when you do, you get the opposite of what you're looking for.
Right, so the subconscious mind has a way of filtering out the negative and leaving the positive. It's kind of like what The Secret talks about. What is the that technique is called?
You have the affirmations.
Positive affirmations?
Not positive. Something about putting your mind forward, speaking the language of.
Oh, the present, as if the future is your present
Right.
tense. Is that what you mean?
Well, doing it without the negative. You have to ask for what you want. When you ask for what you don't want, that's exactly what you get, what you don't want.
Right.
So when you're afraid, so let's say there's a lot of people in financial crisis. Let's face it, unfortunately, most crises fall into not having enough money. So when people focus on, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I can't buy that today.
You get more of what you ask for.
Right.
And when you're saying I don't have enough, you're convincing yourself that you really do not have enough, and you will do everything in your power to ensure that you don't have enough. You'll make the wrong decisions. You'll be in the wrong place at the right time.
Right. So something our audience can start doing is start using language that promotes a positive result, like neurolinguistic programming has that type of effect.
Exactly. You do get what you ask for, and it's amazing because probably the worst thing that ever happened to me, I broke my neck 8 years ago, story for another time, but I had a few friends that said, I'm going to pray for you. I said, please, just ask for good health. That's all I want you to say, because they're always throwing the negative in about, he will not, and he will not. And then you get the opposite. So I was very specific about that.
So I think one of the goals would be get people to speak positively to each other, to family members, to their friends, to their colleagues, bosses, to their employees, and we will have a more productive, more happy environment.
And for the people who've had, so all the people who've had divorce or heartache and heartbreak, for those people, I'd like to mention that you have written a book about it, but really going back to positive, that has to do with positive. And really, I think that it's important to mention, if the people are focused, I can't have a good relationship, they're not going to have good relationships. Instead, they just have to look beyond that and say, what, next time it'll be better? What should they say?
They should say, what can I do starting right now? The past is over. There's only one real time, it's the present. The future hasn't come yet. The past, it's gone. There's nothing we can change at this point.
Is there really present then? It's always the future. 2 seconds ago is the past.
Well, but
Living
right
in the moment
now,
is important.
Exactly.
So
right
speaking
now is the only
positively.
time we can do what we can do. And you ask, like I said, you ask for what you want, and you say, what can I do at this time to make this better the next time? Because it's the things you do today that will set the stage for tomorrow.
Let's ask our young lady here. How do you feel this experience was for you, not just today, but in general? Do you believe that hypnosis is something that has helped you more than the speech therapy, or is it going to help you going forward?
I feel it has benefited me to help with my speech.
So you could do, how do you think that'll help you with the rest of your life?
I feel it'll help me to achieve more.
When you could speak more fluently, right?
Well, thank you so much, Jim. That was a great demonstration. I really appreciate it. I want to go, I want to see more. I want to experience it too. So I'm now an open mind for suggestibility in a positive way.
You are in control. It's your computer. You get to call the shots. It's just learning how to use it. It's like riding a bicycle. That bicycle is a great tool to get you from point A to point B, but you first have to learn how to balance and then pedal and then take it wherever you want
Right,
to go.
and the belief that you can do it is probably the most significant thought to have if you want to achieve something, to believe, to have hope that you can.
Belief is very important, but hypnosis technically is not something that you must believe in. It's, like I said, we do it naturally dozens of times every day. We focus our attention on something and we block everything out, and we don't know sometimes how we've done it. You're maybe preparing a meal at the kitchen counter, and you'll see a spot or two of blood, and you'll say, where did that come from? And you look at, oh wow, it's me. And you cut yourself and you didn't even realize it because you were so focused on what you were doing or the thought that was in your mind, and you didn't even realize that you cut yourself.
Well, I definitely think the only way to transform your life is just being a lot more positive. It really what it boils down to, because it's all the energy, right? More positive thoughts, being positive energy and positive outcomes. And people don't realize if you've been stuck in negative patterns for a very long time, it has to do with your thought process subconsciously and consciously are going to yield those constant results, correct?
Exactly. We believe that you are what you think.
So
And
let's
thoughts
start.
manifest themselves.
Yeah, and let's
Exactly.
start doing things that move us forward to make our lives great, abundance, joyful, happy, spirited. Even in the worst of situations, there's still something that we can do with our minds to get it right on track.
And that is how you get beyond your crisis.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, both of you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.